At AudioVice, we've been excited about 4K ever since we saw the first Sony 4K TV back in 2012. Over the past few years, Sony has simultaneously produced incredible 4K projectors and brought down the entry point of 4K for home theaters, which is why they dominate the home theater market right now. Today we're going to be discussing the 4 most popular Sony 4K projector models. The projectors we'll be looking at are the VPL VW 285ES, 385ES, 675ES, and 885ES. Because there are substantial differences as you step up from model to model, we think it will be helpful to talk about each one individually, covering the benefits as you move up the line. But before we do that, let's take a few minutes to talk about what all of these models have in common. This year is our 40th year anniversary at AudioVice, and we've been selling front projectors for over 30 of those years. We have experience with every brand out there, and we've never seen a better or more reliable product than what Sony currently offers. The build quality is great, and Sony stands by their products with a 3-year parts and labor warranty. As far as the specs and features go, all of these projectors are true 4K with a resolution of 4096 by 2160. All of them include Sony's proprietary upscaling technology known as reality creation, which improves the quality of standard HD video and makes it look more like 4K. Motion Flow, another proprietary Sony technology, helps to smooth out the motion blur that comes with fast-moving video like sports or action movies. When it comes to setup, Sony projectors are known for their flexibility. While most projectors have a limited range of distance that the projector is required to be from the screen, Sony allows more flexibility and makes it possible to mount the projector slightly off-center if necessary without losing any of the picture quality. The first 3 models we'll be discussing today are bulb-based projectors. Many brands offer projectors with bulbs that are really expensive and only last around 1,500 hours. Sony bulbs are reasonably priced and are rated at 6,000 hours, drastically lowering the long-term cost of ownership. The 885ES is actually a laser projector and has a life expectancy of 20,000 hours. We'll discuss more on that later. Finally, all 4 of these Sony models support the latest HDMI spec, HDCP 2.2, and all support Active 3D. Now, let's talk about each model individually. At just under $5,000, the VPL VW 285ES substantially reduced the barrier of entry into 4K. The 285ES has a 16:9 aspect ratio, the same as your standard HD TV. The bulb has a brightness spec of 1500 lumens, which is great for this category. If you have a room that gives you some control over the light, we recommend a high-quality screen like the Stewart StudioTech 130, which will allow up to a 160-inch diagonal picture without losing any quality. If your room has a lot of natural light, we'd recommend opting for a 100 to 120-inch screen instead, which will still look great with a lot of light. The cooling fans on the 285ES are right on the front, allowing you to place the projector all the way against the back wall if necessary. It will stay cool, and the fans are relatively quiet, measuring around 26 dB. When it comes to HDR, the 285ES supports 4K at up to 60 frames per second with a 10-bit color depth. This is known as HDR10 and has become the most popular HDR spec. The 285ES is by far the best projector we have ever had at AudioVice in this price category. As long as you're okay with 16:9 picture, this is a great option. Next up is the 385ES. The team here at AudioVice is all about experiencing art as the creator intended. For most films, this means widescreen. Until the release of the 385ES, the only way to get both 4K and widescreen capability was to step up to the $15,000 model. The 385ES is now available with 4K and widescreen technology for $8,000. The 385 also has the ability to have picture position memory. This means that you can have multiple pre-configured setups so you can easily switch between a 16:9 and 2:3:5 widescreen aspect ratio. In addition, the 385ES adds Sony's famous Advanced Iris system. This gives you a 200,000 to 1 dynamic contrast ratio that provides more detail, clarity, and deeper blacks than the 285ES. If you want widescreen 4K, there is no better value than the 385ES. Next, let's talk about the 675ES. Compared to the 385ES, you'll immediately notice deeper blacks, more inner detail, and a great sense of realism. The Advanced Iris system in the 675 improves the dynamic contrast by 75% to 350,000 to 1. You'll also be able to get a larger screen with the 675. The bulb has 1800 lumens. Our team has installed them in rooms with up to a 180-inch screen, and they look great. Even with the greater light output, the lamp in the 675 is still only about 28 dB. For the video purists out there looking for the best widescreen 4K picture possible under $20,000, the 675ES is the perfect projector. Finally, let's discuss the 885ES. Last year, Sony introduced their flagship laser 4K projector, the 5000ES. It's the best looking projector we have ever seen with an amazing 5,000 lumens, but it sells for over $60,000. Our clients love them, but this year, Sony made it a priority to introduce a less expensive laser projector, the 885ES. Laser light engines have a couple of advantages over normal lamp-based projectors. First, you never have to worry about replacing a lamp. The laser engine should last 20,000 hours. Another advantage of lasers is that the light output won't dim over time the way bulbs do. At 10 years old, your picture will look fabulous like the first day you had it in your home. We also prefer the way colors are presented through laser-based projectors. They just seem to provide a more true-to-life picture with deep blacks and incredible detail. The laser engine in the 885ES can produce up to 2,000 lumens. With a projector that bright, you'll be able to see great picture on a screen up to 200 inches wide, even in a fully lit room. While the laser projector does utilize high-speed fans for cooling, the 885ES is still pretty quiet, measuring in at only 34 dB. To provide a frame of reference, most well-isolated basement home theaters that we test have a noise floor around 42 dB, even with the projector off. This means that the sound of your projector shouldn't be noticeable. The VPL VW885ES is sure to find its way into many of the serious custom home theater rooms we designed this year at Audio Device. We hope you found this video helpful. As is the case with most of the products we carry, it all comes down to your preferences, your room, and your budget. All of the Sony 4K projectors are available at audiodevice.com and in our Raleigh and Charlotte showrooms. Links are in the description. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.